Secret documents show that the American agricultural chemical giant Monsanto tried to influence media and science reports over its popular weed killer Roundup. That has a key ingredient that has been linked to cancer. Here's how an attorney from the firm that published the documents describes the revelations.
This is a look behind the curtain. Monsanto has deliberately been stopping studies, ghostwriting literature, and engaging in corporate malfeasance.
Well, the World Health Organization labelled Roundup's main ingredient, glyphosate, as potentially carcinogenic to humans and animals. Last month, health officials in California also said it could cause cancer, although Monsanto's promos do paint a different picture.
What about their main active ingredient, glyphosate? Is it harmful? Regulatory agencies in more than 160 countries have approved glyphosate-based products. Glyphosate is applied to weeds. Once absorbed, it travels to the roots, where it blocks a specific enzyme found in plants, not animals or humans. Precise, effective, and proven.
The newly revealed documents do show that concerns among staff about the product's safety do go back many years. In fact, here are some of them. In 2003, a Monsanto scientist told a colleague that, quote, "You cannot say Roundup is not a carcinogen because the necessary tests haven't been carried out yet." 2 years before that, another wrote of serious concerns about testing the weed killer. Well, the Monsanto emails also reveal contact with the science consultancy called Intertech about editing research with a Monsanto scientist. Other emails do show a writer from the business magazine Forbes requesting a high-quality draft from Monsanto before writing an article on Roundup. Henry Miller was later fired for ghostwriting to downplay the risks associated with the product. Well, Neil Harvey did put the revelations to a Monsanto executive.
An academic, Henry Miller, asked Monsanto to draft an article for him. Did the company draft an article for him, or did it give him any orders as what he needed to write?
No, we gave him no orders whatsoever as to what he needed to write. He asked for assistance with a draft, and we provided him assistance with a draft as he requested. OK,
I just want to read out a quote from another researcher. "I can't be part of deceptive authorship. We call that ghostwriting, and it is unethical." What was he referring to there in terms of ghostwriting?
It was a complete misunderstanding between Aquavella and Hayden's, and it was resolved with appropriate and full attribution and authorship credit.
One leak says that there was a Monsanto scientist who said he would be seriously concerned if somebody wanted to test the weed killer. What was that concern?
We want to make sure that good science, good lab practices, people who know what they're doing, professionals who are capable of conducting tests are doing those tests. We will always have concerns when someone out of the blue tells us that they would like to test one of our products.
What about the claims, Scott, coming from some people that one of your products, Roundup, has actually caused cancer? There are question marks over maybe glyphosate itself isn't cancer-inducing, but perhaps the actual product. How do you respond to that claim?
Well, the only other ingredient that Roundup is put together with to complete the Roundup formulation is what's called a surfactant. It has been studied extensively. Neither one of those have found to be cancer-causing agents.
Mike Papantonio, who's a lawyer and author of the upcoming book Law and Vengeance, believes the US government knew about the dangers associated with Roundup.
One important thing about these documents, it helps paint a very clear picture that Monsanto understood the dangers of their product when they were selling it by the ton all over the world. The problem is the government has known about this for quite a while. This case has been out there for quite some time. And unfortunately, the Department of Justice hasn't taken it on themselves to actually go after a criminal investigation with this. But understand, here you have a company that is actually influencing the very regulatory agency that's supposed to be looking out for the safety of the American public. And so this has been going on since 1985. The EPA in 1985 determined that glyphosate in Roundup was a primary ingredient of Roundup needed to be classified as a carcinogen. Now, they said that in the 80s, and then all of a sudden, with no reason to change, They said day one it will cause cancer, and then 6 years later the EPA suddenly changes that classification the opposite way, and now what we're seeing is why they changed it.